Hello everybody. Today we're going to talk about bales, the type of bales and how to make them and collect them. Also on the side note, we're going to talk about loading wagons. So let's get started. I'ma go get it tonight. The first thing we're going to talk about is straw. Straw is a byproduct of harvesting certain crops. You can get straw from wheat, barley, and oats. When you harvest the crop, you have to make sure you have the straw swath enabled. So let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and line this guy up. I'm gonna hire a worker. Now the straw swath's not enabled. See what's going on? It's just spraying mist. So stop him. Turn the straw swath on. Rehire him again. Okay, and there's your straw swath. Now, I'm going to let this run for a little bit, and then we're going to get started for our next little setup. That's going to be bales and the type of bales, so give me a second and let this thing run. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and we're going to talk about these three balers. The first baler we have is the Rovers 150. Now, this baler does round bales. It also does straw, grass, and hay, and it only requires 70 horsepower. I would consider this the starter baler. So if you're just starting up and you have a low power tractor, I would use this baler. Now what it's going to do, it's going to scoop up the contents off the floor. It's going to hold its contents in the baler until it's full, and then you have to manually eject it. This is the first baler. Now we're going to the second baler, the LSB 1290D. This is more expensive and the requirements are a lot higher. Now it says it only needs 140 horsepower, but I would recommend an even larger tractor for this if you're going uphill because it's quite heavy. This baler also does straw, grass, and hay, but it outputs square bales. And what it's going to happen, it's going to scoop up the contents off the floor just like the old one, but instead of just holding it inside, it's going to get full and then it's just going to eject it out the backside and lay it on the floor. I would say this is probably the best baler to get if you're trying to bale real quick. Let's go to the last one. We have the FBP 3135. So this baler is just like the roll belt. It does hay, straw, and grass, but the grass gets automatically wrapped and it turns into silage. Even though this one turns grass into silage, it still does straw and hay. So if you're trying to do a couple of different things, you might want to look into getting this one. All right, we're going to go over to the field and I'm going to show you how these work. Okay, we're at the field now, and I'm going to show you the roll belt 150. So we're going to back up to it and connect it, and then what you have to do is lower it, then turn it on, and you're good to go. You're going to keep driving straight. Now if you notice in the bottom right corner, you can see the internal storage. You just keep driving straight until it's full, and then you're going to hear some beeping, and just stop, back up a little bit, hit your unload baler button, and it's gonna pop out through the back. Then you hit it one more time to close it, and you keep going. I'm gonna show you this one more time. Keep going. Almost full. Try not to miss any like I am. See, it's beeping. Back up a little bit and unload it and close. Okay, we're gonna leave this one right here. We're gonna head over to the next baler. Now the next baler is just like the roll belt 150, but this one has a wrapper on the back. And I'm going to show you that even though it still has a wrapper on the back, you can still make the regular round bales. So we're going back, we're going to hook this up. Just like the first one, retarded driving. Put it down, we're going to turn it on. We'll have to unfold it first. So hit X, unfold it. Turn it on, it's turned on, and then we're gonna go. Still has internal storage just like the first baler. We're gonna go until it gets full, and this one's gonna auto eject it. but you still have to take that the bale off. But you can keep going. You can have little tricks here. So you keep going. It's still building the internal storage, but you can keep going, and that one's full. Then you drop it. But it's not very fast, right? Because you have to wait for it to go and go and go and unload itself and do it again. What I would recommend doing is driving straight until it's full, and as soon as it unloads itself and the bale gets to the last position, I would automatically, I missed it a little bit, gotta wait till it's closed, just drop it and go. This one's a lot faster than the first baler, but it's not the fastest one we have. See? Let that lift up so you don't miss, just like I just did. And then after it closes, you can keep going. Alright, let's show you the square bale. Now, side note on the square baler is it is the fastest out of all of them, and it's less hassle and less micromanagement. As soon as you get it set up, you just set it up and go, and that's it. So let me show you the square baler if I don't knock it out of the out of position. And just like the first ones, you're gonna unfold it, then we're gonna lower and turn on. Oh, you can feel it, it's really heavy, and you just keep going, you don't stop. So I would recommend hitting your auto drive, your forward button, so you don't have to keep pressing the button, and just let it run. Keep going straight, and it's already full. See how it's ejecting through the back? And you just keep going. Just keep going. It's gonna keep pooping it out. It's gonna keep going. You don't have to stop with this one. There's no unload button or anything, even though you can unload the excess, which I'll show you that right now. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Same thing with these bales. I'm gonna do on a little side note is that the first bit of material that you picked up is gonna make the contents of the bale. So if you start with straw and then you move over to grass, that bale is gonna be straw. So be careful from what you're baling that you get that first little bit to be the content that you want. So we are here now at the grass field. I'm getting it set up for our next section on grass. So give me a second. I'm going to cut this grass and get it set up for our next section on grass. 1 second. Now before we start making grass bales and silage, we need to talk about tethers and windrowers. Now tethers, what they do is they go over the grass, the loose grass, and they turn it over and it turns into hay. There's 3 different kinds, and they vary in the size that they do. So the range of it, 6 meters, 8.7 meters, and 13 meters even. Okay, so then we're going to talk about windrowers. Now what windrowers do is they take loose grass or hay or straw and then condense it down into one pile for easy collecting. So let me show you that real quick. We're going to start with the windrower. We're gonna unload it or unfold it, then we're gonna lower it and turn it on, and it's gonna turn this loose grass into one single roll, just like that one over there in the right corner here. So lower it, and then we're gonna turn it on and just drive straight. Now you can hire a worker to do this, which I'm going to do right now, and you just let it run, and it takes all the loose grass and it makes it into one small column, and then you can just pick it up. Okay, now we're going to talk about turning it into hay. Now I did this on purpose to show you that you want to do this part first if you're going to be making hay, because it will mess up the pile and you just waste your time. But it's the exact same thing like windrowing, but you're just messing it up and turning it over and making it into hay. So we're going to lower it, we're going to turn it on, and then we're just gonna drive straight. See? Nice, neat pile just got jacked up. But now that grass is hay. That's our first section on grass. I'm gonna continue cutting the grass, and then I'm gonna finish windrowing, and then we're gonna talk about silage and how to get silage and how to come. We'll talk about collecting later, but we're gonna talk about silage next. So stay tuned. Okay, now we're gonna talk about silage. You can use wrappers to wrap bales to make silage. We're going to be using the FBP 3135. I'm going to show you how to use this, and then we're going to be using the square baler with the SW 4014. This is a wrapper, and I'm going to show you how to make silage with these guys. So let's get started. This is the first one. This one does round bales. We're gonna lower it. Gonna unfold it, then turn it on. Then we're just gonna drive straight. And just like I showed you earlier, the internal storage is gonna fill up with one twist at the end, which I'm gonna show you. It's gonna fill up. Then it's gonna go to the back side of the baler, and then it's gonna start wrapping it. As it's wrapping it, you can go straight. So I'm going to go straight, keep going, fill up the internal storage again. It's ready to go. And as soon as it's done wrapping, you can unload it. And then the next bale is going to come out automatically. Alright. That one's going to wrap. I'm going to keep going. This is kind of like the routine you're going to go to with this baler, but it's all in one solution. You can wrap and bale at the exact same time. And look, I messed up a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to show you the square baler. Now, per usual, you just drive straight with the square baler, but you need its own separate wrapper to wrap the square bales and turn them into silage. So I'm going to do one line with the square baler, which I think this way is the fastest way to get the bales, but it just seems like it takes an extremely long time to do. This one's already unfolded, so let's go straight. I'm going to get a couple bales going, and then I'm going to show you how the wrapper works. We got one bale going. It hasn't popped out yet. Like I said, the square baler it's a lot faster as far as making bales, but the wrapping process it takes a while. I'm gonna do this roll, and then I'm gonna come back around. I'm gonna do this second roll to our left. Then we're gonna grab the wrapper, and then we're gonna wrap these bales. Probably the one thing that I like about this wrapper is that you can wrap and then move the bale in position so you can pick it up later. So it doesn't have to be in a straight line how the other baler is doing it. You can just move it around. So almost done here. Oh, and a little tip, just in case you want to get that little bit of extra out, turn off the baler and then you hit the Y button or your unload baler, and it'll just pop out the last couple. Okay, so let's grab the wrapper. And let's grab, then we're going to unfold it. And now we're going to end up going on the right side or the left side of the bale. So let me show you that right now. Go to the bale. Don't go too fast. You don't want to knock the bale out of position. Just go, and it's going to grab it. Then look, a little tip is as it's wrapping it, you can move it. So you can move it, I don't know, to the edge of the field if you're trying to collect it manually, or maybe you just don't want it in that position. So As soon as it's done, you can unload it, and then there you go. I'll show you that a couple more times so you can see how I do it. Line it up on the right side. Don't go too fast, and then it just grabs it automatically. Then it's gonna wrap it, and then you just rinse and repeat until you're done wrapping all the grass bales. Like I said, it's gonna take a while to do it this way, but if you're doing it this way, this is another option for you. Okay, we talked about making bales. We talked about silage and how to make wrapped silage bales. Next thing we're gonna talk about is collecting it. So give me a second. We're gonna skip to the next section, and then we'll get started on that. Okay, before we start with manual collection, I need to show you loading wagons. Now, if you just want to collect loose straw or grass or hay off the floor, you're going to want to use loading wagons. There's several different types. They're pretty expensive, but they're really easy to use. So I would recommend this if you're just trying to collect it off the floor. That's it. You're not trying to make a bale. All you're trying to do is collect it. So let me show you how to use it on hay. Side note on hay is that you can actually store it in the hayloft over there, but let me show you that first. I'm going to lower it just like the collector, then turn it on, then you're going to drive straight, and that's it. It's the easiest method to collect, probably the fastest way as well to transport it. Now that I have I have a good amount in there, so we're going to turn it off, put it back into transport, and then I'm going to show you that you can put it in the hayloft as well. So if you're looking to just collect it and store hay, this is another method to use. Get it over here, get it into position, and then start overloading. And now it's in the hayloft. Okay, now we're going to talk about manual collection of bales. So for bales, for collecting manual, you're going to need some kind of spike. So what I'm going to end up using is a tractor with a front loader, which I can show you. You want a tractor with the ability to have a front loader attached to it, like so. But that's not the only way to do it. You can also use this front loader. You can use skid loaders, telehandlers, and you can use this, but it doesn't have the bell spike. And the bell spike, it makes it a lot easier to collect. Then we're going to talk about trailers. So let's go over here to Bale technology, and we're going to talk about this trailer right here, the Dpw T10. This is a long trailer. It's fairly cheap, and it holds a lot of bales. And then we're going to talk about the smaller trailer, which if you go over the tippers and then you go to this first one, you can modify it to be like a flatbed. You can modify it to have a flatbed, and it's going to have belts, and you can load bales up this way if you're looking for something for small use. Then we're going to talk about automatic collection. So we're going to use this 4-stack, which only stacks 3 bales. So I found that a little weird. Then we're going to use FSX 63.72. This is the automatic square bale collector. So it carries up to 16. It's really easy. I recommend doing it this way. And then we're going to talk about the mod, the T127. Now this mod you can find under baling technology in the mod section on the main menu. So let's get started. We're talking about the 4-stack here. Now the 4-stack, what it does, it collects up to 3 bales, and then it stacks it for you for easy collection. I already have my tractor here. It has the bale spikes on it. So we're gonna put it into operating position, and just like the wrapper, it's gonna collect it and then start stacking it for me. So let's go. Takes a little bit of time. There's one, and Then we have 2. And this is number 3. Oh, see? I messed that one up. I think we're just gonna have to come back to this one. That's fine. I only need 2 for this next section. I'm gonna go ahead and drive it to my trailer, put it into position, which I kind of feel like this might be the best position. I'm going to hit the Y button to lower it down, and then Y again to unload it and drive straight and let go. Now, a little tip for this trailer, what I like to do is hook up to it and put the belts down first. See how they're down? Then you can kind of see where it's gonna grab it. Then put it down using a mouse and keyboard. So this is a little harder than it looks. Lift it up. Depending on how you want to do it, I'm just trying to get it on there. This is not my favorite method. Put it on your trailer. And down. Now you can stack it a lot neater than this. I'm just trying to show you the basics. And then what you do is you just hook up back to it. Hit your fasten tension belts button, and there you go. That's the first one. Now I need to grab a couple more for this next demonstration. I'm going to try to line this up better. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and grab. Ooh, this is going to be a problem later. Like I said, this is not the easiest thing in the world to do. The manual work that you have to do in this game is extremely hard with the mouse and keyboard, especially like trying to finesse stuff in with the mouse and keyboard. Not the easiest thing in the world to do. And look, it's not even grabbing it. Forgot to close the back. I'm gonna grab it now. There we go. I'm gonna grab one more. I'm just gonna try to grab one more. Then we're gonna head over to the trailer. This can grab up to 3. I'm only grabbing 2 for demonstration. I'm gonna go over to the trailer. And I'm gonna drop it down like right here. Then we're gonna drop this. Gotta get the trailer set up. It needs to be unfolded. So we can unfold it. Okay, then we can pick up the bales, which I have loaded this up once. It took an extremely long time. I'm going to show you the automatic method, which I find a lot easier here in a second. But I just want to show you try to show you how to put this damn thing in here. It's just a lot of hassle. I mean, you can carry a lot more with the trailer, I gotta admit, but putting it in there is a pain. Oh. Okay. Now you can close it. And then it closes down even further. So if you hit, I believe it's K, see how it squeezed it, made it a little bit tighter, and then M extends it, and it'll make it more secure. Alright, now we're going to go down to the automatic method. It's my preferred method. You'll save yourself a lot of time and hassle if you do it this way. We are going to start with the mod. This is the round baler collector. Now, I know it's a mod in this game, but Farm Sim 17, this was actually in the game. So I'm a little confused on why it's just not in the game, but it's okay. It's at least it's in the mod section. Press B to put it into operating position, and then you just go up to the bale and you collect it. Collects up to 8. Oh, and I forgot to mention with the trailers, when you're going to sell from those trailers, you just have to drive over to sell spot and it will sell it. You don't have to unload it. So once it's loaded, you don't have to unload it. Go ahead and grab the rest of this row. Oh, grab this last one, and then I'll show you what it looks like to unload it. And then to unload it, press B, and then you press Y. It's gonna flip it up. Now, while it's like this, you can still move it around. You don't have to unload it. So just in case you're not in the correct position, you can move it around. And then you press Y, and it unloads it. Now that's the round baler. Let's show you the square baler. Side note on the square baler, even though it doesn't require a lot of horsepower to run it, it's quite heavy. So if you're going up a hill with a square baler, it's gonna drag. So I recommend using a medium to large tractor with this. Even with the medium tractor, it still lags a little bit. So that's just a side note. Just like the round baler, put down a little grabber and it grabs it. I believe this one can do up to 16, but this is a whole lot easier than using the other trailers, the cheaper trailers. We're gonna grab. See how much faster it is? It's so much faster. It's so fast. I'm just gonna keep grabbing some. Gonna grab 2 more, and I'm gonna show you how this one works. Alright, and to unload it, same thing. And then you press Y to unload it, and just like the round baler, you can still move it around while it's doing this process. And boom. And that's the end of my video. I want to thank you guys for watching, and if I earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below. Also, I stream, so if you're interested in watching me, my stream name is Zyvox1, or just check the description down below. Thanks again. Bye bye.